Joe Thornton spent many years as Patrick's roommate on the road and fostered a bond between the two superstar players that remains today.
I remember seeing Patty the day of the draft, and we were both pretty nervous, you could tell. We were both excited for each other because we knew we were going to be in the top three. We just didn't know where we were going to be. But for two small kids to get drafted to the NHL was a big joy for us. So when I got traded to San Jose, flying into Buffalo, and I had Patrick and Kyle McLaren pick me up at the airport, and I thought, oh, this is, I'm going to fit in just nicely here. And knowing that I wouldn't know too many people on the team, and to meet me at the airport, it always meant a lot to me. So my first roommate as a Shark was actually Patrick Marleau. We were the same age. We knew each other from before. We had the same interests, same likes. So we roomed together for a long time. And I remember at a certain point, they allowed you to have your own room after so many games. And me and Patty talked about it. We just said, screw it, we're just going to be roommates, a little bit longer. So I think we stayed roommates a couple years after. We probably should have separated, but the laughs just continued, and there was just no rush to leave each other at that point. With Patrick, I knew he was this big farm kid from Saskatchewan, and he still knew who he was, where he came from. And I think that's something that really hit home to me, because I was that same kid from my hometown. And I think that never left both of us. We still had heavy roots back in our hometowns. I always admired him about that. It's just, he was who he was, and you weren't going to change him. It just didn't matter who it was. It seemed like every time we needed a big goal, Patty was there. I remember a game in Detroit, very hard place to play back in the day. Patty buried in overtime, huge goal. 2 years later, Vancouver at home to go on to the next series. Patty, overtime, game over, series over, move on to the next round. It was just, Patty had a knack of scoring big goals in big moments, and he did it time and time over again. To be selected to play for your home country is a huge honor, and Patrick got to do it multiple times. He won gold medals everywhere he went. 2 at the Olympics, won the World Cup, won the World Championship. So Patty did it all. It's a huge honor to do that. To have a career like Patrick did, it's not by chance. Patty worked every day at something he loved to do. So it wasn't really work for him. He just enjoyed coming to the rink, sweating, trying to get better, having fun with the guys. And that was every single day with Patty. So everybody knew what Patty did on the ice, but off the ice, Patty's the man. A real dad. Loved the boys. I remember coming into practice, Patty would already have been here for an hour and a half with the boys, but he always put the boys first. It really resonated with me. When I had kids, I wanted to be as involved as Patty was with his kids. He was always there. So when we talk about Patty Marleau's legacy as a hockey player, you got to put most games played all time, over 500 goals scored, game-winning goals. But for me, it's just Patrick being a great teammate. Always there for guys, always helping guys out, always in a good mood, ready to laugh, and always put in the work. But Patty really was one of the best teammates I've ever had. Patrick, it was an honor being your teammate for over a decade. Now I'm watching number 12 go in the rafters. Incredible. Enjoy the night with the family and friends, and thanks for letting me be part of your night. Love you, buddy.
A Sharks legend in his own right. Please welcome Joe Thornton.
But I think that's pretty darn fantastic.